On this week's episode of New Mexico State Sports Weekly, NM State men's and women's basketball capped off their impressive seasons at the NCAA tournament last week. Aggie Vision was with the men in Omaha and the women in College Park, Maryland. We have highlights from both games, and a coach from each team will stop by the studio. Marvin Menzies will reflect on his team's 23-win season, while women's basketball associate head coach Tamara Inouye will look back at one of the finest seasons in school history for the women's basketball program. And we conclude today's show with in-game thoughts from Coach Menzies. Aggie Vision mic'd up the 8th-year Aggie head coach during the recent conference tournament in Vegas. We put the finishing touches on a spectacular season for Aggie basketball. This is New Mexico State Sports Weekly. We welcome you to another episode of New Mexico State Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Adam Young. NM State men's basketball is back in Las Cruces after their season concluded last week in the opening round of the NCAA tournament. Aggie Vision was on hand for the 75-56 loss to Kansas in Omaha, Nebraska. Let's take a look at the highlights from the Aggies' 4th straight trip to the NCAA tourney.
That couple with the pass, head fake, layup, good. Power goes into the lane, spins to his left, layup, good. Good guy, right in the lane, Barry. Fakes the three, comes baseline right, hop step, jump inside, layup, good. He soars, he scores. And left the lane to Barry. Barry drives baseline with the right hand, lays it in. Denver wants to back it in against Lucas. Hook shot with the left hand, good. Pilar the rebound, puts it back up in close. Pilar scores. Pilar comes down the lane, 12-footer. Not good. Rebound tipped out and recovered by Napawai off the back glass, 2. We get the ball off to now to Mullins. Right corner, Eldridge. DK's 3 is good. DK Eldridge. Remy gets a big hug from Marvin Menzies, as does Chili. DK goes out on a good game. 11 points. Marvelous career for Daniel Mullins.
When New Mexico State Sports Weekly returns, we'll be joined by men's basketball head coach Marvin Menzies. Coach and I will reflect on his team's 23-win season. Stay with us. NM State men's basketball had their season conclude last week at the NCAA tournament in Omaha. The 15-seed Aggies fell by 19 points to the Big 12 champs and number 2 seed Kansas. The loss meant the final game in the great careers of seniors Daniel Mullins, Chili Napawai, Remy Berry, and DK Eldridge. WAC Coach of the Year Marvin Menzies is with me in studio. Coach, before we focus on the game, you had the career's end for 4 good ones. All 4 guys you're really close with.
Oh yeah, that was bittersweet, you know, when that making it to the tournament, then but losing that first game, but then but more importantly, seeing those 4 seniors leave. You know, it's weird. It still hasn't. It's a little surreal that I won't coach them again. So you know, you kind of it's part of the deal. You know, you lose 1 or 2 every year, but to lose 4 is rare. So you know, it was emotional. It was you know, it was a heck of a journey for the guys. So you know, this is what we do. You know, mentor kids and see them progress and grow. And those 4 have had fantastic careers on and off the court. So I'm really, really proud of them.
You ran into a really good shooting team in Kansas, 9 of 13 from 3.
Bad.
Pretty much unheard of, Coach. On your offensive end, did you guys struggle to find rhythm?
We did. They were off the charts offensively, and then they just we knew they were good. We knew they could shoot it, but they had struggled with that previously, at least for sure in the Big 12 tournament, and then going back even a little bit further. So it was one of those situations where you had to kind of pick your poison with them, and both were unfortunately fatal, so we didn't end up getting past that hump. But I wish we would have played a little bit better offensively. I think you know, even giving up those threes, we still struggled to get a rhythm going on the interior based on their length. And even though they weren't 6'10" and 6'11", they were long and athletic, and we got one shot at the basket. And you know, it was one of those types of games where you just there was a level of talent there and depth that they had that was better than us that night, and quite simply put, they just, you know, they outplayed us.
How much credit goes to Kansas for just making tough shots?
Man, they made deep ones, they made guarded ones. They had it rolling. So you got to give them credit. And even they were saying in the press conference how, well, it's good to see the ball going in the basket again. So I'm like, yeah, it would be against us, but what are you going to do? You know, fantastic season. You know, I was really kind of down, you know, right after the game. And I told the fellas, I said, you know, I know they were hurting, but because they felt like we could go in there and play better basketball. Whether we won or lost, it's, you know, you're going against a really good team, but you're going in there to win, and you want to give it your best shot. I don't think we gave it our best shot, and that hurts. And then the next day, you're going to feel a little bit better because everyone's telling you what a great season you had. But at the end of the day, I'll feel better tomorrow than I still feel today. But it is what it is. 23
wins, a 4th straight NCAA tourney appearance. This program is still rolling along nicely, isn't it?
Yeah, and like I'm back to work already, back on the grind. We've got some recruiting that we're looking at. We've got some program assessments and evaluations that we do right after the season. We like to get those out of the way when they're fresh in our minds. So I'm visiting with all the staff and coaches and trying to get some ideas on what we can do a little bit better to hopefully give us an advantage going forward. Great leadership right now, great meetings with our athletic director, Mario Mocha, and we've been very, very optimistic about the direction. So, you know, I'll get more and more inspired as we get back to the grind, but took the weekend off and kind of relaxed, so now we're back at it.
One of those youngsters, Tanvir Bular, showed well offensively and defensively against Kansas.
Yeah, you know, Tanvir, we know what he's capable of, but he was just a notch behind Chile. So he had to wait his turn as a freshman, and his turn is next year. I mean, he's got to have a great offseason, and his production in the offseason will determine how productive he is on the court next year. But he's definitely a guy that we're going to have to lean on, as well as Pascal, as well as Ian, guys that have that experience. And then those younger guys have got to find their place, including the red shirts that we had. So it's going to be a war competitively for minutes next year, because you're not going to play 12 guys, but we got 12, 13 talented kids.
Coach, congrats on the season. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Adam.
When New Mexico State Sports Weekly returns, we take a look at Aggie women's basketball. Mark Track's team battled with 1 seed Maryland last weekend at the NCAA tourney. We'll have highlights and reaction from the Aggies' first tourney appearance in 27 years. This is New Mexico State Sports Weekly. NM State women's basketball is fresh off their first NCAA tournament appearance in 27 years. The Aggies went to College Park, Maryland, and hung tough with the 1 seed and 4th-ranked Maryland Terrapins. Aggie Vision was on hand for the 75-57 loss to the Terps. We'll take a look at the highlights from the Aggies' return to the NCAA tourney. What a year it has been for NM State women's basketball. The Aggies now head to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1988.
This is special. Only 64 teams get to go every single year. You know, it's a very high elite status. So, I mean, for me, I'm just excited to be here, and I want to compete. I mean, I think our kids can really compete. So, I mean, we're not giving up by any means.
They're having fun. They're enjoying this experience. They've had the championship experience, you know, with the WAC tournament and the WAC conference. But this NCAA experience is invaluable. This is something they're going to remember for the rest of their lives, regardless of what happens tomorrow.
Is something else because they started the year 0-5 for us. They get a quick one underneath from Freeman. Interior pass for Freeman and 2. On ESPN. That one plucked away. Good stop by the Aggies. And a layup up in. The swing. Here's Weber. Got it. A three-pointer. This with a theft. Foul speed and a nice strike. Davis right through everybody for 2.
Brenda at Minnesota, she went into every game thinking she could win.
Downtown Sasha Weber.
When we return, we'll be joined by women's basketball associate head coach Tamara Inouye. Coach will look back at one of the most successful seasons in Aggie women's basketball history. Stay locked in. This is New Mexico State Sports Weekly. NM State women's basketball had their season come to a close last weekend in College Park, Maryland. The Aggies battled the 1-seed Terrapins for the full 40 minutes and finished their season with a record of 22-8. The Aggies capped their season by winning 22 of their last 25 games. Associate head coach Tamara Inouye is with us. Coach, a 40-minute battle with one of the best teams in the country. You had to be proud by the way your team played.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they did a great job with the game plan. I mean, they were just bigger, stronger, you know, not more athletic, but just bigger and stronger in every position. So I thought our girls, they were not scared when they played that game. So we're really proud of them.
The size advantage there in the front court was the big difference, wasn't it?
I mean, you'll see it some play, like Brianna Freeman, who's our player of the year, is like two-handed trying to push, 42 out of the way. But I mean, they played great. They did a great job.
Now, the nice thing is for your team is you have size coming in next year, most notably Taisha Taylor, who was a redshirt this year. Right.
I mean, Taisha Taylor is going to make a big difference. I mean, she's in practice right now, and it's just a struggle to stop her. So getting her and then, having Geneva come in from Hawaii next year is going to be a big difference. We're going to upgrade big time in size and then just keep our speed going, and I think we're going to be okay.
You speak of that speed. Guard-wise, there wasn't a big difference, was there?
No. I mean, Mariah Mack was by far, I felt, did the best job out there. And Tamara William, I mean, Mariah Mack and Tamara William, there's no one there that was faster than those two. They did a good job, and like I said, I'm just proud of them for not being scared. They played with absolutely no fear.
That's unbelievable because that's been the case all season for your team pretty much every step of the way. No fear, and a big moment doesn't really get to them.
No, they run, like Coach Chuck always says, run to the moment. A lot of teams will run away, and we really run to the moment. They love the challenges. They love to sit up to any type of thing that we set to them. And Maryland was just another challenge for them that they really believe they could have gotten.
22 wins. Have you had a chance to reflect on the season yet?
Not yet. We got back last night, haven't had a chance yet. It hasn't all sunk in, but you look at the season just from that last game. The game plan, what they did. They slowed them down. We kept them under their average of scoring. Offensive rebounding within the Big Ten to what we did. We held them under that. It's just the rebounding differential is big. But other than that, I mean, I thought our kids did good. We kept every kid under their average besides their big kid and number one. But Our players played well. I mean, we're really happy with them.
22 wins, NCAA tournament appearance. Was it safe to say this season was a program changer?
It was since 1988, we haven't been to the NC2As. I mean, it's a huge thing for our university here and our players. And the beauty of it all is, they're the sophomores and juniors, the freshmen. We don't have any seniors. And for them, I thought hitting it early, getting to the tournament is great because now our kids have a goal to what they need to battle because they don't want to get out first round next year. They want to continue to go further. So I thought it's a great experience and a great eye-opener for our players.
Let's look at next season. You bring everybody back except Jasmine Rutledge, who was your only senior. 22 wins this year. What's your preview of next year?
I mean, our preview of next year is right now our kids have got to get into the gym and get bigger, stronger, and faster. I mean, they've got to work on their skill. We cannot have, a lull during season where we're just winning by, 1 or 2 points on a team that we beat first round by more than that. They've got to continue to stay in shape, and they love the run, so we'll just keep running them. But it is skill set. They've got to get better in the skills. And
you have players coming in next year that you expect to contribute to a lot of competition going into next season.
Absolutely. It needs to be more competitive in practice, and I think we will be. I mean, we have Brooke Salas coming in from Orange County, and I mean, she lost last game, by 4, I believe, but she's a great guard that's going to come in and compete for playing time, and to be able to go even deeper in our guard area is what we want. And then to have our post players, having 2 post players come in next year, I mean, it's going to be deeper now. I mean, if we can go 10, 12 deep, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Recruiting is going to be a little easier now, isn't it?
I hope so. I really do. We're heading out this week. All the coaches are going to be out recruiting right now. I mean, by no means is anyone taking a break. We want to stay on top and continue to move further and further into the tournament.
All right, Coach. Congrats on a great season.
Thank you.
When we come back, our New Mexico State Sports Weekly, we give you an inside look at Aggie men's basketball head coach Marvin Menzies. The Aggie Vision mic'd up the 8th-year head coach during the WAC tournament in Vegas. That comes your way next, our New Mexico State Sports Weekly. NM State men's basketball head coach Marvin Menzies has had loads of success during his tenure as head coach of NM State men's basketball. Menzies led his team to a 4th straight NCAA tourney appearance this season, and he continues to be one of the most entertaining head coaches in college basketball. Aggie Vision had the chance to mic up the 8th-year Aggie head coach during the recent WAC tournament in Vegas.
We don't change our routine, baby. Do it with defense now, all night long. Full 40 minutes, guys. Here we go. Defense, 1, 2, 3. Defense. Gotta watch those hands, Brent. Stay down, chill. So right when they get back, their plan is to get a middle touch and try to get something on these guys. That's what they're doing. Hi, Miles! That's a jump ball. And you bigs, if you need blows, you got to come out. But I need you guys to sprint into those screens if we do end up with a stagger. We're kind of just walking down there. We're not sprinting into it. All right, TV. Hands, hands. Take the shooters, take the shooters! Take care of it. Hey, Mug, take care of it. Shooter, shooter. 2 seconds, shoot it! Get his hands off, please. He's got all kinds of hands on him. Foul! That's a foul! Randy, anybody that sees it can call it, because Brent's missing a lot. That's a freaking foul. Watch the shot! In, shot! Why is Remy going over to the 5? Okay, so get this back. Hey, but the most important thing is taking care of the ball and getting stops. Here we go. Defense, guys. 1, 2, 3. Defense. Big fella. I'll see you next year, all right? All right, man. We'll see you later. I'll be right. Way to fight, man. Way to fight, okay? All right, hang in there, baby. All right, man. We'll see you later. See you later, bro. All right, baby. Hey up, man. Great coaching to get you, okay? All right.
Next week on New Mexico State Sports Weekly, we will have even more content for the Aggies' appearance in the NCAA tournament. Tickets for baseball and softball are on sale right now. To be part of the excitement, call the Aggie ticket office at 575-646-1420. You can also get your tickets online at mstatesports.com or at ticketmaster.com. If you missed any part of today's show, check us out on YouTube and be sure to stay up to speed on social media by liking New Mexico State Athletics on Facebook and also following us on Twitter. And that will do it for this week's installment of New Mexico State Sports Weekly. I'm Adam Young saying thank you for watching and go Aggies.